Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how to cut and sew a sweater with the map of Africa imprint on it with scrap fabric or any fabric you have at home. This tutorial is very simple and easy, and let's just go into cutting and sewing. So we are going to start with drafting the pattern first. My pattern paper, that's my scissors, my marker, my ruler and my pencil. Now from the center I'm going to mark 3 inches for my neck width, and I'm going to go ahead to mark 2.5 inches for the depth of my neck. So after marking these points, the next thing I went ahead to do was to connect the markings together. And after that I used my marker so that you guys can see what I'm marking, because the pencil is a little faint. So from that point I went ahead to mark 10 inches for my shoulder point. Now my shoulder point is 8.5 inches, but I added 1.5 extra inches because the sleeve is not exactly going to sit on my shoulder. Do you guys understand? So I went ahead by 1.5 inches to like the normal shoulder point measurement that I usually work with. So from the top I went down by 9 inches for my armhole. Now you guys know we normally mark 8 inches, but because this is a sweater and it's not fitted, I marked 9 inches. So after marking I went ahead to draw my armhole curve. Okay, I just took my time to draw the armhole curve. Most of it was done off camera, but you guys know how to draw armhole curve. I have a detailed tutorial on that if you don't know how to do that, so check the link in the description box. So this is what my armhole curve looks like. This is what we have here. And after that, the next thing I went ahead to do was mark my bust, mark my waist, and mark my bust and my waist. I just did this on 3 points. So I marked 11 inches across the entire pattern paper. Now my bust is 8.5 inches. I just added, you know, about 2.5? Not up to 2.5, but is it up to 2.5? I don't know, but I marked 11 inches, guys. See, I marked 11 inches. So for you mark what you know will be enough for you to easily wear the sweater, and something you can easily wear and take up, because you guys know sweaters are not exactly fitted. Okay, so me, I marked 11 inches. That is 11 inches plus my sewing allowance, which is technically 10.5 inches. Okay, now I've marked 11 inches across the entire pattern paper. This is what we have here. The next thing I'm going to go ahead to do is just to cut out the places we don't need, like cut out the outline with the markings we have done. And guys, this is just the easiest way, the simplest way, and the fastest way to draft the front part of this sweater. It is this simple. Okay, so after cutting, this is what we have here. We're going to move ahead to draft the back part. So from the center I'm going to mark 3 inches for my neckline for the width, and I'm going to mark 1 inch for the depth, and I'm going to connect my markings with a straight line. Guys, please, I use pencil a lot and the lines are a little faint, so please manage it for me and just look very, very well. I'll still use my marker to make it bolder. Then I went and marked 10 inches for my shoulder point, and I went down by 1/2 inch to form my shoulder slant. Okay, I went down by 1/2 inch to form my shoulder slant. And from the top I went down by 9 inches and I marked my armhole point. Then I drew my armhole curve. You guys know the drill, man. I drew my armhole curve and I went in to shape till I got the desired shape that I wanted for my armhole. So I'm here shaping in my armhole curve. I know you guys cannot really see what I'm doing here, but just please help me look at it. Then from the center, just like what I did for the front, I marked 11 inches, guys. I marked 11 inches across the entire length of the pattern paper for my bust, for my half blouse, for my waist. Now this 11 inches, the 1/2 inch sewing allowance, seam allowance is included. Okay, so technically I have like 10.5 inches to sew, and you know I have so that I can easily wear my sweater and take it up, because you guys know that sweaters are not exactly fitted, except you want to sew your own fitted. So after marking, this is what we have here, guys. This is the neck, the armhole, and the sides. Okay, the next thing I'm going to go ahead to do now is to cut out cut out the excess that I don't need, the outline that we've marked out. I'm just going to cut it out. I'm going to cut the neckline and the shoulder line, or the shoulder slant, anyone you call it, the armhole and the sides. If you've watched up to this point and you're enjoying this tutorial, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe if you're not part of the family. Okay, join the family by hitting the subscribe button. You want to tag the papers, the front and the back, so you don't mistake the patterns for what it is not. Okay, now we're going to move over to the fabric. I worked with a very stretchy fabric. Like, this fabric was stretching on two sides, like it was stretching both vertically and horizontally. Now this thing put me in trouble because I literally had to sew this dress with paper. Okay, so guys, this is the fabric, and what I just went ahead to lay my pattern on the fabric and I cut through. You know, it's that simple and easy. I know you guys will be like, oh, you can easily mark on the fabric, why draft the pattern? This is a stretchy fabric. Marking on a stretchy fabric is an uphill task, you know, it's a Herculean task. So just quietly draft the pattern. Okay, so after cutting the neckline, the armhole curve, I'm going ahead to cut out the desired length using the outline of the pattern paper. So this is the front piece of the sweater. This is the front piece. We're going to go ahead to cut the back. Just like we did for the front, I placed the pattern on the fabric, and the fabric is on a fold. In case I didn't mention, the fabric is on the fold. So I just placed it on the fabric and I cut through. So this is the back part. So this is the front part and this is the back part. Next thing we are going to go ahead to do is lay them on each other and align the shoulder lines together, and we're just going to join it at the shoulder slants. Okay, it is that simple, guys. This thing is very, very simple. In fact, when I made it, I'm like, are you sure I'm not going to start sweater business? Because this thing is very easy to sew. So I'm just going to sew it on the shoulder slant. So I took it over to my sewing machine and I joined it on the shoulder, and I did this for both sides. Now this thing is very, very stretchy, so I had to use a lot of brown paper. As you can see, I used brown paper to sew the shoulder. I literally used brown paper for every single damn stitch I made on this sweater. That's because it is very, very stretchy. My sewing machine sews stretchy fabric, but this one was too stretchy. So after joining the shoulder slants, this is what we have here, guys. So this is the front and the other way is the back. Now we want to line, sort of make the neck band. Yeah, so I want to make the neck band, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the entire length of the neck band, and what I have here is 20.5 inches. So I just folded my fabric. So this is my fabric on a fold. Now you want to make sure you are folding in direction of the stretch. Now the fold is not up to an inch, is like 1 centimeter before you get to an inch. It's not up to an inch. You guys can see the measurement there that I'm showing on camera. So I just folded, and this fold will give me around 1.9 inches. So you can see on one side we have like 0.9 inches, and I'm just going to mark out the length of the neckband. And we got the neck of the neckband by measuring the entire neckband, both the entire neck width, the entire neckline, what am I saying, both the front and the back. So that's how we got the length of the neckband that we're working with. So this is the neckband here. Like I said, you want to make sure you cut in direction of the stretch. Okay, so to make the neckband, you're just going to fold the neckband, you know, make sure it's well aligned. You join it at that point, then you fold and give it a good press. So I've gone ahead to join it off camera. As you guys can see, I've joined it. The next thing I'm doing is I'm giving it a good press, and I'm just going to move forward and fold it into two. I had to secure with pin because it was not just cooperating, so I secured with a pin and I forced it to fold. You cannot come and disgrace me this neckband. Thank you very much. So I secured a pin and I folded and I gave it a really good press. I'm sure you guys are tired of me. Hit the like button. Okay guys, this is what the neckband looks like. You can see I joined it and I folded it. It's just very simple. Make sure you cut it in direction of the stretch, okay? Make sure the direction where you cut the stretch, the neckband, make sure it is stretching, okay? Make sure it is stretching horizontally. Now the next thing I'm going to go ahead to do is to attach the neckband to my neckline, okay? So I secured with some pins, as you can see, and I'm going to take it over to my sewing machine and attach it to the neckline. It is this simple, guys. So I took it over to my sewing machine and I just ran stitches along the entire axis of the neckline, and you guys can see I'm using my very honorable brown paper because this fabric tested me. Okay, so after sewing, you want to give it a really good press. Now another tip you want to know is you use like scissors to make little slits around the neckline so that it will be well relaxed. Then you iron it round, okay? You iron it round so that it would really relax. One thing with stretchy fabrics and making neckbands from it is that you have to give it a really good press. Like sewing, that ironing it and cutting in direction of the stretch is what will make you have a very wonderful result. Okay, now this is what we have here. We are done turning the neckline with the neckband. The next thing we are going to do is to prepare the map of Africa with the scrap fabric we have. So I've gone ahead to cut like a square shape, and all sides of this square is 2.5 inches. You can make yours bigger, you can make yours smaller, but I wanted to work with 2.5 inches. So with that square, you know, pattern I drafted, I just went ahead to cut out the shape with different fabrics I had at home. I used about, I think, 10 fabric or 11 fabric in general, I don't really know. So I just tried to color block a little bit so that, you know, the fabric won't be fighting with each other. So this is the arrangement we have here. I'm just going to secure them with pins together side by side. I'm going to secure them with pins side by side together, and I'm going to join them together. After joining the sides, I'm going to join them like, whoa, guys, look at what I'm doing. I don't know how to explain this thing again. Okay, see, I have joined them side by side. You know, the next thing I'm going to do is to attach them again side by side. Okay, I'm sure you guys understand. So after showing you guys, see guys, I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, I aligned it like this. I just lost my line of thought, and I'm going to join it like so. So I took it over to my sewing machine. After aligning them properly, I made sure they were well aligned because I didn't want them to look clumsy. So I just joined them side by side. I haven't added extra joinings to it to make sure that I have enough material to accommodate the map I'm going to draw or I'm going to cut out from the fabric. So this is what we have here. You can see that it's a blend of colors, and I tried to color block. Okay, so like I said, I added more fabric, and behind the patchwork I put some gum stay so that it will be strong and it will be in one place. And this is another side of the map that I'm going to use for Madagascar, that is just by the side over there. So this is the map of Nigeria. I just googled, not map of Nigeria, sorry guys, this is the map of Africa. So I just googled map of Africa and I printed it out, and this is how we have. I did not draw it, okay, so don't bother your head about drawing it. So one thing I want to do here is I want to know the distance between the map, the Africa and Madagascar, so I'll know how to align it when it's on the fabric. Okay, so that's why I drew that line over there. So what I'm just going to do here is I'm going to align the map on the fabric, and with my scissors I just pinned it down to make sure it doesn't move, and with my scissors I'm just going to cut it through. It is that simple, guys. You don't have to bother yourself, oh, how am I going to draw the map of Africa? Simple. Go to Google, map of Africa, it will come out. Download it and print it out. You can expand it, like me, I expanded mine was very little when I downloaded it, so I just expanded it and I printed it out. It is that simple, it is that easy. Sewing is simple and easy, so don't stress yourself. Okay, so you are just going to slowly and carefully follow the entire outline of the map to make sure you have a very precise, a very beautiful, a very wonderful map. Okay, so this is what we have here. If you watch up to this point, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button so you can join the family. Okay, I want to reach 200k this year, and I want you guys to be part of my journey. Okay, so now we've draft out, okay guys, so now we've cut out the map of Africa. Isn't it pretty? Isn't it lovely? Like when I cut at this point, I was in love love. When I just brought out the map, I was like, oh wow, this is so beautiful. It is so beautiful, guys. As you can see, like, I was wild. I know you are wild as well. Next thing we're going to go ahead to do is to cut out Madagascar. According to story, let me tell you guys know I studied biology, okay? So according to the evolution story, Madagascar was part of Africa, but when the water rose during the evolution, it broke out and stayed by the side, okay? That is why the vegetation of Madagascar looks very much like Africa. So we are cutting out Madagascar. Thank you for coming to my TED talk. Okay, guys, if you don't know, I studied botany. Botany is plant science, so that's why I know a lot about plants. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to lay the map of Africa on the fabric. I laid mine in the center, okay? I laid mine in the center because I wanted it to be like around my chest region, to sit between my bust, okay? So this is the importance of the markings I did on that map, because now I know the distance between Africa and Madagascar. So that's what I was just trying to do. I was trying to align Madagascar in the right place. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use zigzag stitches, and I'm going to join the map of Africa to the sweatshirt, okay? Now why I use zigzag stitches is zigzag stitches would cover the rough end of the map. It's going to cover the rough end of the map, and it's going to give it like this embroidery look. So I went for like the smallest stitch of the zigzag stitch, and I just carefully went through slow and steady till I got to the end, the other side of the map. So you're going to do this both for Africa and Madagascar. Madagascar is also part of Africa, but I just want to be calling Madagascar because it is not exactly inside the Africa. Whatever that is, guys. Okay, so I just did my zigzag stitches, and because I put gum stay on the fabric, it made it really easy to join the map of Africa to the main piece. And of course I used brown paper because you guys, I told you that this fabric is really stretchy. So the next I just went ahead to do was I pulled out the brown paper so that I can have a very neat workspace. So this is what we have here, guys. So the next I'm going to go ahead to do is to join the sides. And like I told you guys when I drafted the pattern, I drafted my width as 11 inches because I was going to use half an inch for my joining allowance. So it's just a half an inch joining allowance, not join allowance, sewing allowance, seam allowance, whatever it is. That is what I use to join the sides. Now we're going to join the waistband of this sweater. So the width of this waistband is 6 inches. By the time we fold it, it will give us 3 inches. Okay, now just like we did for the neckband, we're just going to join the sides. After joining the sides, we're going to fold it into 2 and give it a really good press. Okay, so I have joined the sides. This is what we have here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it into 2, and I'm going to join it as well so that it will be in place, and I'm just going to iron it. And of course I use my very loyal brown paper because this fabric wanted to frustrate my enemies and not me. Now one thing you want to know is if your waist is 44, you want to go down by 3 inches when you're sewing the waistband so that you can have like this ruffle effect, this gathers effect around the waistband of this sweater. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to join the waistband to the main bodies of the sweater. Like I was saying, my waist here, because I used 44, my waist here is, because I used 11 inches, my waist here is 44, so I went down by 3 inches. That is how I got the waistband of this sweater. Okay, and you can see that because I went down by 3 inches, it wasn't exactly equal. I have to stretch it so that it will be equal, and it gave me this ruffle effect on the sweater. Now I went ahead to cut my sleeve. This is a basic sleeve. I have a tutorial on that, link in description box. And next thing I'm going to go ahead is join the sides. Now this is the band for the sleeve. The length of the length of the band is 5 inches. By the time you fold it into 2, it will give us 2.5, just like we did for the neckband and for the waistband. You're just going to join it. After joining it, you're going to fold it and give it a really good press, like we also did for the waistband. Instead of going down by 3 inches for the sleeves, I went down by 1.5 inch, so that by the time I join it to the sleeve and stretch it so that it would reach the length of the sleeve, it's going to form like this ruffle effect on the sleeve. okay? So which was what I did here. I just went ahead to join the sleeve band to the sleeve. Now you know that why I'm always going down by 1 inch or 1.5 inch or 3 inches is because this neck, the waistband and the handband gives it, like, it has this grip, okay? So that is why you have to go down by 1 inch or 1.5 inch, so that to have this grip and this gathers effect on the sleeve and around the waistline, okay? So now after joining the band to both sides of the sleeve, you're just going to attach the sleeve to the sweater. And if you don't know how to attach sleeve to a dress, to any fabric, to your shirts, to your gowns, I have a detailed tutorial on how to fix a sleeve, so just check the link in the description box, okay? We have 2 sleeves, and of course you're going to attach the sleeve to both sides of the sweatshirt, and that is how it is. So simple and easy to cut this sweatshirt. It's so simple, it's so easy. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe if you're not part of the family. I haven't climbed any horse for you guys. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell, and do come back for more videos. I'll see you in my next, guys. Bye. I'll see you in my next. It's sounding somehow. Bye guys. Bye.